Okay, folks, moving on. This is Mike's Instant Movie Review. Jane Fonda, Lily Tomlin, their second big movie together this year, coming off of 80 for Brady. Should you see this movie? I think so. I think this is a movie that just about anybody could see. It's a drama. It does have some adult themes. It does have, some generational stuff, meaning that there are elements that happened before the movie started. Basically the difference between story and plot, look that up. But basically the exposition tells us some really interesting and sad and tragic things happen to these women in their past, and now the past is coming to be collected by the present. So should you see the movie? I think so, yes. Maybe not for kids under 13 or 14. So go see this movie. So, okay, folks, now let's continue on with the review. Let's turn off the lights. Let's get a little intimate here. It's your buddy Mike Messier. If you didn't know, this is my third channel here. This is One Mike Messier YouTube channel. One Pro Wrestling Fan has the majority of my stuff in this transactional period. The old subscribe to Mike Messier YouTube channel is now One Pro Wrestling Fan. And my my personal stuff, straight to camera, Mike's Instant Movie Reviews, Mike's Rants. I might have a rant on Burlington Coat Factory coming up. All types of excitement is here on One Mike Messier YouTube channel. And finally, for my mature audiences, for those that want to see what I'm up to in making films and more of the mature filmmaker stuff, go to One Man and a Camera Films. Blah, blah, blah. Let's get back to the instant movie review on Moving. Okay, so I guess I'm going to give some spoilers now. If you see this movie, I mean, it's interesting because 80 for Brady, I enjoyed that too, but this is a complete opposite, this is a very dramatic movie, a drama, serious, heady stuff, some light moments, but pretty gritty movie. I mean, we see the Lily Tomlin character is living in a nursing home, basically. You see that Jane Fonda's character has been wronged in the past. Their old friend from college, 45 years earlier or 50 years earlier, apparently was the lesbian lover to the Lily Tomlin character. But they did not stay together. The deceased woman, Evelyn, and Lily Tomlin's character, actually Evie is Lily Tomlin's, Evie or Evelyn is Lily Tomlin. I'm trying to remember all these names. The Lily Tomlin character and the deceased character, who's kind of like the biggest, the central character in a sort. One of these movies where like a central character is deceased and we're all kind of dealing with the aftermath, and that's an interesting theme. I mean, a lot of movies do that. I can't name a bunch off the top of my head, but a bunch of movies, The Big Chill, perhaps, Kevin Costner in an uncredited role as the corpse. But these movies where perhaps the central character is deceased, and the movie is about the people dealing with the aftermath of their death and people wanting to settle old scores. And in this one, Evie wants it known that she was the lesbian lover of this woman before, and I guess in the time, I guess this would be the 1970s, early to mid 70s. It wasn't as accepted for suburban white women to be lesbian. So the lesbian turned in her cape and she joined the heterosexual suburbanites and married a character played by Malcolm McDowell. She was married, the deceased character was married to Malcolm McDowell's character, and then he, get this, ends up, depending on who you ask, having sex or raping the Jane Fonda character, who was married at the time to an African-American man, which did not please Jane Fonda's character's father, who was a military-based asshole. I think I got all the big points covered in that. So now, once the woman is deceased, Jane Fonda wants to come here and kill the man that once, in her mind, raped her In his mind, he thinks it was a mutual drunken reverie thing. She wants to kill him. The Lily Tomlin character is kind of playing interference. She doesn't want her friend, even though they haven't seen each other in many years, the Jane Fonda character, to go to jail for murdering the widower of their friend. So it sounds a bit like 12 pounds of shit in a 10-pound bag now that I'm saying it out loud, but it's really not. The way that this movie handles these situations is actually pretty well paced. You can pick up all the stuff as you go. I really like the runtime of this movie, 1 hour and 25 minutes. I mean, I come on here, I was just thinking about fucking Tar for today. I mean, I saw that movie, it was 3 hours long. Tar I'm talking about. Yes, Cate Blanchett. But it's like, okay, even Cate Blanchett needs the help of an editor. I mean, Cate Blanchett is a wonderful actress. Emily Blunt is a wonderful actress. Meryl Streep is a wonderful actress. But you need a fucking wonderful editor to make these people look as good as they can look. But this movie doesn't have that problem because it's a tight 1 hour and 25 minutes, bell to bell. I got to the theater so fucking late tonight because the movies here always start 20 minutes late. I was eating my Chinese dinner at the Chinese restaurant that I go to here in Jacksonville. I could give a shout out, but it's not like you're going to drive down here and go to it, so I won't. I'll keep it private. And then I get to the theater, 8:20, and I want to put my fucking jacket on. And I do, and I get to the door, and the fucking door's locked. And all the assholes are at the fucking concession stand. I'm waving and knocking like a fuck. And finally, some teenage kid lets me in, who worked here, and says, "Oh, I'm sorry, sir." Okay. But then I finally get into the fucking theater, and I've missed maybe a minute or two. Like, I saw all the key points, but I didn't feel like I missed out. I feel like I like movies that give you a little buffer. I hate movies where, like all the big important shit is right at the beginning. Like, if you don't see the first 5 minutes of the movie, you're tanked. You're not going to figure it out. I like movies that give me a little bit of a buffer. Yes, I know there's the trailers. Yes, I know there's the fucking Nicole Kidman routine, stepping into the puddle, seeing a movie by herself. Her fucking outer coat disappears. But I want to see Bell to Bell the movie, but I do like when, for people like me, for situations like this, give me a tinge of a fucking buffer. Like, you can still have a good scene in the movie to begin with, but so it's not, like, I'd rather, like, slowly get me into it, rather than, ooh, here's a big crazy thing. Okay? So, I like this goddamned movie. Interestingly enough, these are just really accomplished actresses. And Lily Tomlin, Jane Fonda. And now in this one, Jane Fonda really has the moments. Like in 80 for Brady, different animal, of course. But Lily Tomlin kind of took on the tough spots in that one. In this one, Jane Fonda kind of had that position. She was kind of like, they were co-leads, but I would say that Jane had a little more meat on the bone to work with in the dramatic moments. And she wants to shoot the Malcolm McDowell character in the chest with a flare gun. There's some interesting, timely topics of, how else do I put it? Lily Tomlin lives in this fucking nursing home. There's a 12-year-old boy who's coming to the nursing home to see his grandfather. He takes an interest in Lily Tomlin. Apparently, she lets him play dress-up with her high heels, a scene that we don't see, and later a pair of earrings that we do see. And then, of course, the kid, is 12. He's, in the movie's perspective, exploring his sexuality, blah, 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 at 12 or however old he is. Then the kid's parents find the earrings that Lily has given the kid, and they don't like it. And then we find out, oh my goodness, the kid's mother is in a wheelchair. So it's like, wow, you're hitting all the SAG-AFTRA fucking checkpoints here, taking advantage of all the SAG-AFTRA incentives for diversity casting. Just a little insider logo for you fucks. But I don't mind. I mean, it was interesting. So what's that word that people use? Indoctrination? I can't even say it. Indoctrination? So is it indoctrination, or is she just, supporting the kid? And who the hell is to say? I don't have children. I don't have these issues to deal with. I'm just an observer on this fucking television set of life, reporting on what I see. I have little stakes involved in the future. I live in the present. You know what I mean? So that's that. But in any event, a lot of this is what movies are doing these days. They're all trying to like check boxes, like, oh, we got to get this in, we got to shoehorn this in. That's fucking fine. But I think it's going to be a trend that eventually ends. At some point, like, what was the movie I just saw a few days ago? Snowy day in Oakland. Oh, we need a cop shooting at the end of the movie for no reason. Let's just shoehorn a fucking cop shooting a black kid for no fucking reason. And at the end of the movie, it's like, that's the whole movie. Like, that should be the movie. It shouldn't be a fucking throwaway scene, but people are checking boxes these days dramatically. You won't find that in Mike Messier movies. When you watch Blood Sugar Sedace on One Man and a Camera Films, when you watch Disregard the Vampire, a Mike Messier 13 award-winning documentary on One Man and a Camera Films, you won't see me shoehorning shit. You'll see me going into the places I want to go and not going to the places that I don't have time to go in these movies. I just feel that some of these movies... and look, who the fuck knows, but it just feels like they're checking boxes and they're squeezing shit in. And I'm not speaking about the diversity casting. I'm not speaking about the child exploring his sexuality per se. I'm talking about, it just feels very contrived and very rehearsed or what's the word I'm looking for? Very manipulative, creatively manipulative. That some of these movies that really don't have anything to do with any of these like C, D, E, F storylines, but there's like this urgency to shoehorn shit in. And I'm not offended by the topics. I'm offended that they're getting shoehorned into stories that are about something totally different. You're giving me too much to think about. I want to think about the main A and B storyline, not C, D, E, F, and fucking G. If I want to watch The Crying Game, I'll watch The Crying Game. I've got no problem with it. If I want to watch a wonderful documentary on these topics, I most certainly will. But you don't need to fucking force feed me every goddamn hashtag there is in every fucking movie, assholes. It's just not the way that I want to see a fucking movie. But is anyone going to listen to me? No. They're going to give fucking everywhere, every fuck, all at once, the goddamned Oscar, even though the movie sucks. That's the secret. And the fucking Swamp Thing movie, The Woman Loves the Swamp Thing, 5 years ago, that movie sucked too. The guy's best movie was fucking Pan's Labyrinth, and the Swamp Thing Loverboy movie is not that good. So any fucking way. The Burlington Coat Factory story, holy cunt. I mean, that's a good one. I'll have to save that for a rainy fucking day. And that's it, folks. So, yes, you're here. If you've enjoyed this fucking review and you enjoyed the swearing, you enjoyed the madness, oh, yeah. This is where your neck comes to get cracked. This is One Mike Messier YouTube channel. No holds fucking barred. The shit flies where it will. And I hope you enjoyed this review. So buy a fucking ticket, see the fucking movie. It was good. Thank you. Good job, Lily. Good job, Jane. Also, McDowell was pretty good. And Robert Roundtree played the former husband of Jane Fonda's character. All types of wonderful things. Good movie. Moving on. Enjoyed it.